Well everyone, even before the video is started, I think we can all agree that this champion is much better than the last one, for the sole reason that it's not Seraphine. Welcome to the League of Legends Honest Champion Spotlight, featuring Rell, the Iron Maiden. Rell was born to an agent of the Black Rose, which is basically a cult for Noxus, and from a young age, she was sent to an academy by her incredibly loving parents, where she trained to manifest her metal bending abilities. Basically, she's like Toph Beifong, but instead of naturally figuring out her powers, she was forced to get better by killing and zombifying her friends. Yikes. Their main goal in training Rell was to use her as a weapon to fight Mordekaiser, because he's, you know, all metal, which makes sense. Fight a metal dude with metal bending. I would approve this strategy. However, this also means that the pressure is officially on. If you're playing as Rell and lose in a 1v1 against Mord, you've pretty much wasted her whole purpose in life. So yeah, just keep that in mind the next time you play her. Okay. Woohoo! Moving on, this champion is actually pretty cool. She is a support champion, which is fair. I feel like a support champion is due because the last one was Senna and she was released over a year ago now. Anyways, Rell's whole kit is based on being a massive, unkillable tank that sucks the tankiness out of other tanks, and honestly, that might make her the tankiest tank that has ever tanked before. Period. Say that 10 times fast. In other words, she should be perfect in the tank meta. Rell's passive is Break the Mold, which grants Rell the ability to attack so freakishly slow that it makes you want to pull your hair out. But in exchange for the very slow auto attacks, she temporarily steals her opponent's armor and magic resistance, making her even more tanky. Have you noticed a pattern yet? She's basically the biggest punching bag that's ever been released. Also, did I mention how slow her auto attacks are? Because they are very slow. Rell's Q is Shattering Strike. She metal bends her spear forward, breaking shields and healing herself and a bound ally, which we'll get into soon. This is also an auto attack reset, so get ready to get those juicy auto attack Q auto attack wombo combos in, because if you don't, again, you're just going to go insane trying to wait for the next auto attack. Rell's W is Ferromancy. Am I saying that right? Ferromancy. It's got two R's. Ferromancy. It's probably the coolest ability in her kit. To sum it up, she gets off the horse, slaps him around a bit, and gets tanky, and then gets on the horse and slaps him around some more, and then gets fast. Plus, when she's dismounting, she can actually hop over walls too. However, fair warning, when you get off the horse, you will 1. Look like you didn't make it to the bathroom in time, and 2. Be the slowest champion the League of Legends world has ever seen. Nice. But on the bright side, you will still be the tankiest. However, between the painfully slow auto attacks and the painfully slow movement speed, things can get, well, how do I put it? Slow. Just don't expect to win any races off your horse and or, you know, run away for your life if you need to. Rell's E is Attract and Repel. This also seems to be where they ran out of creativity for naming abilities. Nevertheless, her E is pretty much a target stun, but in between you and a bound ally. So more CC, pretty self-explanatory. And last but not least, we have Rell's R, Magnet Storm. It's basically a big Diana ult without the boom at the end. You know, it makes a circle and it sucks them in real good like. Again, pretty self-explanatory. I probably should have played Rell bot for this video, you know, where she was intended to be played. But I am a top main, so go easy on me, senpai. Still, what I've learned from playing Rell is that this champion has pretty much everything you could ask for. She's like a jack of all trades as far as tanks and supports go. You know how usually one champion has something and, you know, another champion will have something else? Well, she's literally got it all. She's tanky, she can weaken her opponents, she has shields, she has heals, and she has a lot of CC. Now, I wouldn't say she's insanely strong in the early game, but she doesn't really have to be. Like most tanks, once she gets an item or two, it takes the entire team to take her down. But seriously, she's kinda crazy. She feels like a Leona on a horse. I still think the thing that makes her kit the most unique is her W. Having the ability to hop off and on a horse is pretty neat, especially when it's a knockup and you don't die as a champ. It's also a fantastic tool for engaging teamfights. Now, as a top laner, she actually feels not terrible, but she's definitely a support champion. Most of the time, she just doesn't have the damage to lane by herself. Most of the time. However, if you build a Sunfire Cape and just sit on them long enough, you can pretty much just microwave them without them killing you first. Also, as I've mentioned already, the auto attacks will take some time to get used to because, well, they're so freaking slow. Overall, I feel like Rell shines the most in team fights. She has a ton of engaged potential, and if you combine that with having literally everything in your kit, and then combine that with being an unkillable block of metal, and you pretty much get, well, a very good champion. Plus, the ability to be tanky and make other people less tanky is a pretty useful asset to have. What more could you ask for? Good luck to all my support mains out there, and good luck to all you squishy champions now that you'll have a flying metal horse falling on top of you. Anyways, that is my take on Rell. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please drop a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye!